And we are live. Thank you, everyone, for joining us to another episode of the Independent Academy podcast, where we try to speak with interesting guests about their entrepreneurial journey and about what they are building, their projects. And today we have a very, very interesting guest. We have Kei, co-founder from Glasp, which is a tool that within the academy we use it a lot, and even now that we're doing our first workshops guiding entrepreneurs step by step every week, we use Glasp a lot, and we teach all of our entrepreneurs how to use it because well, we're gonna let Kay explain it better, but I personally,
Thanks. Yeah.
I find it extremely useful, and I think the philosophy behind Glasp is very aligned to what we are trying to build. So we are very happy to have you here, Kay. Thank you so much. Um, so if you want, I think it will be best to begin just by you giving us a little bit of your background and how you got started in this technology AI space, which is super exciting and something that, I think is one of the things that has the potential to help people a lot. So I'll
Yeah.
give you some time.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for using Glass and thank you for having me in the podcast. So I'm Kei, the co-founder of Glasp, and maybe everyone at your academy using Glass, so you know it. But so Glasp is a social web highlighting tool that let people highlight and highlight web content, organize them, and share them. So they share them with others to learn together. It's like social learning repository. We also have YouTube summary with ChatGPT that summarizes YouTube video with one click. Using ChatGPT, you can get a summary of the video content in a few seconds. And so, yeah, just a bit about myself. So, yeah, and Glasp. So Glasp has two co-founders right now, and so two team members. So that's all right now. So me and my co-founder collectively, and so for me, I was born in Japan and so raised up until when I was 22. So I graduated university in Japan, then so moved to the United States. My first destination was Seattle, and I studied business and marketing at University of Washington. Then so moved to San Francisco for work. I started working as a research associate at the financial startup company. Then changed my job and started working at Google. So it's because they were starting a new position and project that was focusing on Japanese listing ad market. Then after that, I started working as a product manager at the startup company. So that was funded by Japanese serial entrepreneurs there. But the company didn't go well. So after a couple of years, then so we broke up, and then so my co-founder Kazuki, Glasp co-founder, so invited me to start a Glasp, together because yeah we Kazuki, so my co-founder, and I have been known each other for like more than 3 or 4 years at that time, and Kazuki started building this Grasp MVP at first, but so I was a top user since then. So he was building it, but I was using more than him. Then it is a strong proof that we have a like founder product fit. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why I started working with him, and so it's been around 2 years and a half since we have started.
Wow, it seems like you
Just a
have
bit
quite,
about
yeah, such an incredible journey from Japan to the US, from the financial
yeah,
sector to Google, then as a product
to
manager
go
for a
start.
startup. Yeah, now funding
Mhm.
your own.
Then
Like
you heard that.
that is super exciting.
Yeah, thanks. So
Do
I'm
you
just a bit. Oh yeah.
continue? Yeah, continue, please.
Yes, thanks. So I, I mentioned my co-founder Kazufi. So while I was speaking, so he has a chemical engineering background. He got a master in chemical engineering, after that he went to the States, and but he was studying business at UC Berkeley as an extension. Then yeah, after that he was started working at Google, and then we met. So after he quit Google, he started his startup company with Turkish American guy, but he was
Mm.
kicked out from his company he had started. Then so he was kind of lost in his life, and so at that time we were friends. Then so we have been organizing a book reading club. So every week we choose a book. So like a philosophy, life lesson, business, and odd biography, we gather together and so discuss it. So it was a pretty like interesting circle, and so still so it's been around 4 years since we have started. Has been we have been continuing doing it, but so at that time so he had one question that why people cannot learn from others effectively, because at that time so we had 5 members, and so what if one person reads a book and other 4 people take look into his brain, then so that's why we can learn it faster, like. And so everything, almost everything we will face, such as like issue and problem, are already experienced by our ancestors. Maybe yeah. So from now on, so I will have a lot of issues. So in my life, in our business, but all of the I mean most of the problems has been solved by our like my our like everyone in the world, like. So what if
Mhm.
we can take a look into their brain, also learn faster, then so we can avoid that pitfalls and problems beforehand, right? So that's what we'd like to build with Glasp, because everyone's knowledge and experience are valuable for someone in the world. But we usually don't take notes. We usually don't share our knowledge. Then, so once they pass away, or once we pass away, no one can access their knowledge. So we'd like to
Mhm.
avoid it. So with Glasp. So when you are reading, so Glasp stores what you are reading. Also store it in public so that other people can access it. Yeah, sorry for a long list, introduction, but so that's our story.
Yeah, no, that's precisely why I wanted you to have here to hear the story about
Thanks.
this tool, and it's super interesting. Like you are describing, is imagine if we could have like the notes and the highlighting in every book from everyone that has come before us. That's pretty much what Clasp allows us to do, but
Yeah.
online. Like you can go into a website and get the best parts and highlight them, and then other people can see that. I personally use it a lot when I do my
Thanks.
videos,
Yeah.
and I try to explain people that like this is how this tool works and this is what this website is about, and I'm constantly highlighting. And then it's so cool that other people can find all the stuff that I think these are the important parts, and it helps other people learn everything I know faster, and then they can apply it, and then I can learn from them. So it's this community of people distributed around the world that are trying to learn together, which
Yeah.
is the exact same philosophy that's driving what we're doing with the Independent Academy, and that's
We
why
are
it's one of the
like-minded people.
first tools.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So I just I I just wanted to know, because like you moved into a different kinds of roles and different kinds of things. Like I found when I speak with entrepreneurs that it's very difficult for them to switch between a lot of different roles and different things. Most of them just try to stay in one lane. And I just wanted to ask your perspective on, like, do you think there's value in doing lots of different things, trying different things, working for different companies? And do you personally think that added more value to what you're doing now?
I think so. Yeah, founders need to experience a lot of things and need to have a lot of like perspectives. So not only CEO or founders, but also you need to have a perspective of working as a subordinate for someone, right? And
Mm.
so if you can have a lot, multiple experience in several like markets, so somehow, so it's like connecting dots, but so somehow it's connected, forward together. Then so you can find so an interesting idea, and so you can come up with like interesting idea in the future. So yeah, the more you have like experienced, so the more you will
Mm.
be, how do you say, yeah, smarter and experienced, and
Yes.
yeah, it will add a value for sure.
Yeah. I personally find a lot of value in having more of a holistic approach and try
Mm-hmm.
to take more like more different kinds of things, more different kinds of roles, more different kinds of information. Even like what we're doing in the academy, we when I was building it and I had the idea, I didn't want it to be a place where you can go and learn about AI tools, or like I do a lot of work with in the world of Bitcoin and decentralized finance, but I didn't want to
Cool.
create a place where you can go and learn about finance. I wanted to help people become more independent and just give them the tools that they need to build whatever they want. And for that, you need a holistic approach. You need some of the technological tools that are going to help you
Mm-hmm.
build the product. You need some of the financial stuff to make it uh, sustainable long term. And even we have an entire section that is dedicated to philosophy and psychology, because there's a lot of like mental things that you need to change in order to be able to build something new.
Yeah.
So this holistic approach for us is extremely important, and
Yeah.
it seems like we are very very aligned in that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I think, and
I just
yeah.
yeah, continue. Sorry, no, continue.
Sorry for cut.
Hmm.
Yeah, but so I think this is pretty like famous research, but research says that the most successful CEO or founder is around like 45 years old. So when they started a company, so at 40 years old, so they are mostly succeeded.
Hmm.
Yeah, it means that they have a lot of experience in in the market, so they have insights and networks, and so it's much easier to fundraise. Yeah, and so they know how to like let people work for them. So wow,
Hmm.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
things
yeah,
like.
and knowing how to be a leader in a company, that's an entire skill set on itself that
Yeah.
is very very important, because if you cannot do that effectively, it's very hard to build a structure that functions as it should. So that is crucial. I wanted to ask a little bit about how do you go from first, like, you explain a little bit of where the idea of Glasp came from, and I want to know what was the process to going from idea to the MVP, and how do you start getting your first users? Because I think that's one of the most difficult things for any entrepreneur. It's like, yes, maybe you can identify the problem, then how do you build the solution, and then how do you get people to actually use it?
Yeah, so we haven't pivoted into new idea so at all. So meaning, so we have tried to build Glasp, and we haven't changed the product at all from the beginning. So we'd like to make so highlighter web highlighting tool, and so we made it. And so after that, so we are thinking, so who are the users, so and what is the market. So
Mm.
and yeah, but this is not that bad things, because like so the concept of product market fit, right? So product market fit, but to reach market fit, so there are typically two ways to reach it. So the first one is so called like product first, then market, find markets. So this is the approach we take. So meaning, so yeah, you are making something, and so try to find the market, meaning that who are using it. First of all, Glasp. So we made a Glasp, and so try to find so yeah users, and because we are reading a lot of product management, so startup and growth articles. Our first target user was product managers, because we can share our profile page with like aspiring product managers, at first. Then so yeah, that's why we joined a lot of Slack groups, like product managers group, then and LinkedIn groups, then try to send. So this is kind of like against the policy, but so send a direct message to Slack users, also LinkedIn users by automating it.
Hmm.
And so that's how we got like first I think 1,000 users. So try to reach aspiring product managers, but trying to switch their job. Then yeah, we are kind of like automating, so sending a direct message to them, so on Slack and LinkedIn. And so after that, so it was an initial phase. We'd like to know who are users, also what kind of other tools they are using it. Then so after they are showing their interest in class, so we are sending calendar link. So yeah, please sign up for calendar. So yeah, video call to get
Hmm.
started. So then with my co-founder, so all together we had around 500 video calls to let them on board Glasp. So around 500. I forgot the exact number,
Wow.
but yeah, and so it was a private beta of Glasp. So yeah, we got around 500 video calls, and finally, so it was so December 2021, we made the class publicly accessible. And since then, so yeah, we have been reaching to aspiring PMs. Then notice that so liking PM writers are better like target user like Lenny Latistoki. So you know, well, like there are a lot of product managers, but so have a distribution like newsletter channel because they are leading and they have a distribution channel. They can mention Glass and share their Glass profile page in the article with the audience. So and we thought
Mm.
this is good. So in terms of growth strategy as well, and so yeah, but so notice that so there are not many PM writers. Then we switch our target user to writers. So because maybe if you are a Glasp user, you know it, but so continue using Glasp, so to retain, so they need to have two important steps. So they are inputting a lot, also have a output, habit. So it could be
Mm.
so like writing a report, or making a presentation, or searching idea for Twitter or something. Yeah, so inputting and outputting. Then so for writers, so they are reading a lot to research, so to write about it, right? Then at that time, so they are using Glass and highlighting it. And when they start writing a draft, so they can import and export Glass highlights into Google Doc or like Wars and start a draft so easily. That's why we thought
Mm.
so writers are good. Also, so if they are lighter, so they could have so like their newsletter channel, so Medium channel, so or Twitter account, so they can mention Glasp so in their articles. Also, they can share
Mm.
Glasp profile page with so audience as well. But so yeah, lighter is a good target, and still so it has a lot of amount of so shares in our user base. But we not also notice later that so researchers are good targets. So like researchers at marketing companies or researchers at venture capital. So because they are
Right.
leading pretty much, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
so
and
they
they have to
yeah
sort
like
a lot of
re-
information, so
in,
it
in,
makes sense.
yeah, makes sense, right? So that if you are in charge of like healthcare tech in Southeast Asia, so yeah, you are highlighting a lot of content. Also,
Hmm.
they have like team meetings, so they can share Glass profile page with team members to see so what's going on in the market. Also, so they can use Glass so to look back what have been happening. Also, write a report for that. So then so we are focusing on so researchers, student writers like that. Yeah, but it's kind of like oh, this is a good user, or this is a good market. So yeah, we have been continuing doing lot of user interviews, then so we noticed, oh, this is a good insight, this is a good perspective, or we didn't know it, so why don't we focus on these users also? Like, so it's kind of like step by step. Yeah, it's gonna be long story, but so this is the first way to like find to reach product market with product first, then find the markets. So
Mhm.
also the second one is so like market first, then so iterate product to get a PMF. So
Right.
yeah, it depends on the
No,
product
it's
you're building. Yeah, it depends on the founders, but so you can reach PMF in either way.
yeah. It seems like a very good strategy. Like find first your core user, have them use it,
Yeah.
then you start getting the feedback, so you can, like you said, reiterate
Yeah.
on the tool and make it better, and then you start
Yeah.
finding the other types of users that can also benefit. And
Yes.
yeah, once people start sharing their profiles and stuff, that makes it
Mhm.
more or more organic growth, because
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
start seeing it. They are going to want to join, so they can read the stuff
Mhm.
that person
Our
is
content. Yeah.
highlighting. Hmm.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, in fact, I need to start thinking of how I can start sharing the profile of everything that we're highlighting with the academy, because we are going through a lot of different tools,
Hmm.
and
I
that
see.
is something that I need to integrate more to
Hmm.
what I am doing. So I'm gonna quickly share the screen so that the people that are watching this, if they haven't tried Glasp yet, I'm gonna quickly show
Oh,
some of the stuff
thanks.
that we are doing with it. Yeah. So while we're talking and while you keep explaining to us how everything works, like this one is Money and Chain, which is one of the websites from our partners, and you can see
Hmm.
how I was starting to highlight. See, once I have the Glasp extension, every time I highlight something from here, I can put it in that specific color, and then this can be exported. All my highlights can be exported, and people can see it once they start following my Glasp profile. So, and I can see what they do, so we can start uh, highlighting the entirety of the internet, which is wild. It's a wild thing to do.
Pretty
And
unique.
yeah, yeah. And the other thing that I love is that if you go to, like, this is one of our YouTube videos, we took a
Hmm.
clip from one of our podcasts, and but just by having Glasp in your extension, you get this bar here, and you can automatically click it and get the entire of the script of the video in an instant, which is great. And not only that, but you can click here and it will automatically go into ChatGPT, and it will paste the entirety of the transcript into ChatGPT, which to me is really useful, because sometimes, like, there's stuff from here that I want to turn into an article, so I can just go back into ChatGPT and it will automatically paste everything here. And just because I wanted to get ready for today's interview, so I started looking into the settings here, into the user settings, which I didn't experiment with this yet. But even if you go here, you can there's a bunch of options that you can choose. Like, I can put which model of ChatGPT I want to use, which in the beginning I didn't know. So automatically it used ChatGPT 3.5, and I had to
Uh-huh.
copy everything and paste it into ChatGPT 4. But you can just toggle it here, and it does it automatically. So here we can
Also,
see
you
in
can choose
ChatGPT.
Claude.
Yeah, no, tell us, please.
Yeah, you can use a different model. So Claude, so by Anthropic, so it has
Right.
much more tokens. So yeah, if you have signed up for Claude, you can use it, and it has
Ah,
much more tokens than ChatGPT. So even if it's like 2 hours video, then so you can summarize all.
that's gonna be useful, because that's one of the problems. Like, when
Yeah.
I try to do it with a full podcast episode, I've noticed that it went over the limit that ChatGPT
Mm.
has.
we cut
So
into some pieces. Yep.
yes.
Yeah,
So
you can try
I'm
it
gonna
and
try this
hopefully.
option later.
Yep.
And then this one, which is like automatically when I click the button to ChatGPT, it opens a new window, and it gives the prompt of summarize in 5 bullet points. But if I go to the settings, I can change that. And I think this is very, very valuable because it saves a lot of time. If there's something that you're always doing, I can just put it here and it automatically does it. So
Yeah.
again, I think for almost any entrepreneur that is, or a solopreneur or someone that is starting out with a small team, this is going to save a lot of time for everyone. And that's why Glasp is one of the first tools that I tell people, okay, this one is one you need to have, um, because it just, yeah, it allows you to do things much, much faster. And in here, there's a lot of options that I haven't had the time to deal into all of them yet. Um, so yeah, we'll
Yeah. Also, yeah.
definitely, yeah, explore it a bit in depth more and make more videos to show people everything that you can do. Um, so how do you think, as of um, as of right now, like someone starting out with Glasp, what do you think is the first thing that they should start doing to start seeing the value of your tool?
So it's kind of our like, how to say, not good point, but so for Grasp users, it takes time to, find the value from it. So maybe if you are highlighting with Grasp, then so in a 1 month, so you will notice that, oh, I found it. So I have said it before. Then so for us, it takes 1 month so to let user know the value of Grasp. But this is our problem. But so if you are reading a lot of good articles, so you want to save it on somewhere. But so there are a lot of ways to save it. But so the like first option could be like bookmarking. So like bookmarking on Notion, bookmarking on Toolbar. But so later on, so it has a bunch of like bookmarks and links, and so eventually you will lost. So you will get lost. Like,
Yeah.
oh, why did I save it? So I could not find it. So where was my article? Then so it has much more, a lot of problems. And so if you are like using Notion Web Clipper, so I think, yeah, I can recommend it if you like. But so it copies all the content from the web article and pastes into Notion automatically. But so it has a problem. But like it captures all the content on the web article. But so you will forget why I saved it as well. You can search it, but so if you are reading all the content, so why I'm saving this, and what's the point?
Mhm.
So yeah, later. So but so if you are saving so great article and great sentence in the article with Glasp, so you can quickly review it and search for what you have done before. And as an entrepreneur, so author entrepreneur, so you need to learn a lot of things. And so there are a lot of articles, so you should read to start so your company. So like programs, so some art one, so Y Combinator, and so in a product framework for like in a B2C company or social network framework, social media framework. And so if we are reading a lot of great content and so understand the framework and how it works. So yeah, as I said, so you can how to say avoid the pitfalls, and so you can learn faster and so test a new idea that has not been tested before. Then so yeah, this is so yeah, Glasp is a like assistant tool for your learning. So as in the journey of entrepreneur, so that's how you can find the value from Glasp. Also, yeah, as Thomas so showcased, so Grasp has like YouTube summary and transcript. Then so you can read the content of the video pretty quickly. Also get the important point of the video with ChatGPT. This is much more like prominent. So it has much prominent value that you can get quickly. Yeah.
Yes, yes. No, the ability to connect it with ChatGPT has almost as many uses as ChatGPT itself. So that alone is gonna open
Yeah.
a lot of opportunity. Like a few weeks ago, I gave a presentation here in Sydney, and I was explaining how to use one of the tools from the academy, and I just recorded that video. I uploaded it into YouTube, and I clicked on Glasp. It brought all the information to Chat GPT, and I could very easily turn that into the article with the step-by-step thing. I could create like the Twitter content to let people know that, hey, there's this article and this video, and even with ChatGPT you can create images as well. So it helps streamline the process a lot. And the other great thing is that it's completely free. So I am wondering, like, how is this how can you have such a great tool that is completely free and make it sustainable? What's the secret there?
It's not sustainable at all because we got homeless twice, and so we are burning our cash. So at some point, so we need to have cash and
Right.
to survive, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, we've been thinking a lot about monetization from our products, so from YouTube, Summary, and Grasp. But so yeah, rather than like monetizing our product, so we would like to so test our like more interesting ideas. So
Hmm.
that's why so we are postponing so monetizing our product, but so at some point we need to do it. But so yeah, but as a mission, so we'd like to democratize access to people's knowledge and so experience that they collected throughout their life. So if we monetize from Clasp and by like if we limit the access to people's knowledge, it's against our mission. Then so we were thinking, so what like can we like monetize from not Clasp but so get cash to sustain Clasp. So, but at some point we need to
Mm.
monetize Glasp, and so one of the most requested feature for Glasp is to have a private feature. As I experienced, the private feature is like against our mission because their highlights being saved privately, not accessible to other people, not visible to other people. So it's against our mission, but so it could be a good like cash point. So people want to pay so
Mm.
to make their highlights private. So this is a common case for lawyers because they are reading like confidential information like contract, M&A
Right.
document. So we got a review on our Chrome web store that so I'm ready to pay. So please make private version, and so he rated 2 star for us. So yeah, it's a strong proof that so there will be and there are already so users so who are trying to who are ready to pay for us, and at some point we will have that feature.
Yes, yes. I think like that's always a very tricky thing with startups and projects that are starting out. Like you don't want to make it so that people, that if you put a price to Glasp, then of course you're gonna lose a ton of users, and that's not what you're after. So it's always very difficult to do. Like even for us in the academy, I don't want to put my content behind a paywall. Uh, at least not yet, and not everything. So we're also experiencing that same issue. It's like we want this to be available for everyone. We want everyone to benefit from it, but at the same time, it's like you have to make it sustainable. For us,
Yeah.
yes, for us, like some of the tools that we show people how to use have like affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
So some of them have some paid features, and if our users find it valuable and they decide to pay for it to gain that value, then we get a small commission from the creator of the tool, and that's the way that it's that's how we are trying to make it work while still keeping everything free from our end. But yeah, it's always a very difficult thing for startups to do, and there's always that tension between, like, okay, we raised the money, we created a really good tool, but yeah, it like has has to be sustainable long term. And
Yeah,
always
exactly.
I always like asking entrepreneurs about that because it's a very challenging
Mm-hmm.
thing. I think a lot of people and a lot of projects are struggling with this.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, if they are successfully monetize their product, the market has limitation like yeah,
mhm.
TAM or like it's not a big business or something, right? So yeah, if it's successfully like monetize and so yeah, sustainable, it's good. But so there are a lot of things to think beyond.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And at the moment, correct me if I'm wrong, because I think I asked you before, or you told me before the interview, that at the moment
Mhm.
Glasp is a very small team, right? So
Just
in
two
that
of
sense,
us.
you're very right.
Mhm.
So it's a two-person team. That at least that makes it
Yeah,
that it doesn't consume a lot of resources.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you about what do you see like the future plans for Glasp in the short, medium, or long term? If there's something that you guys are working on, or if there's something like you want people to know about that's happening maybe behind the scenes, or what are you planning on? Something along those lines.
Yeah, for glass features, it's almost done. So there
Mm.
could be some improvements on Glasp, and so like for Glasp, so it could have like image highlights and local PDF highlights or comment feature. But so as like a whole product, it's almost done. So we can let it go. But so we are working on more like interesting stuff, like digital clone or digital twin. So it's kind of like
Oh,
you online. So yeah, you are AI. So if you're a Glass user,
wow.
you might have noticed that so on your profile page, like on my highlights page, you can see like Ask Digital Me at the top left. So it's a chatbot that your personal chatbot. So based on your highlights. So if you ask some question to your chatbot, so it creates and generates the answer from your past highlights with GPT API right now. And so we are going to
Wow.
strengthen, like enhance the feature also. So we will allow and accept so like imports from other content, so like audio or video or the past bookmarks probably also Kindle highlights, so to make you online. And so yeah, this is right now it's a text-based chatbot, but so we can have like our face and voice and so regenerate you like on the internet. So maybe like the word like deep fake. So yeah,
Hmm.
Elon Musk is well create
Yeah.
generated online, and so let Elon Musk say something different. So, right? But so yeah, so that so we can have transcript. So like conversation
Mhm.
transcript and let ChatGPT let AI so talk you. And also we can have like bird how to say visual so capture and deep fake, so we can make you online and so with their past highlights. So yeah, we can just interact with you online. So we are making right now.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is fascinating because that is something that we
Mm.
are very interested in. We
Yeah.
are collaborating
By the
with
way, I'm a real, yeah, I'm a real person, but so yeah, yeah, you
well,
can
yes.
see that. So,
Um,
oh, yeah, I'm AI. So, yeah, I'm just talking to you. Yeah,
but
but so,
that
mm,
that would be incredible to have. Like just yesterday, I was using one of the products that we teach in the academy, and the team is from Latin America. And I had an
mhm,
issue with the product. I'm at the moment
mhm,
I'm in Australia. I come from Argentina, so that's where I met them. But now I am
mhm,
in Australia, and I had a problem with the product, and I was trying to get in touch with them, but the support team was they were all asleep because they were on the other side of the world.
yeah,
So
mhm,
like the ability to communicate with someone, even if it's the AI version of
mhm,
them,
yeah,
like
mhm,
it would allow for if I have a question, then that AI can answer me. And not
mhm,
only that, but
yeah,
even like in this particular company, the entire support team is from Latin America. They speak mostly Spanish, but the AI version could answer in any language.
Yeah. Yes.
So it has a lot of tremendous value. And you say that the ability to ask your AI twin is already live on Glasp, like a first version of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So it's text-based chatbot. So if you go to your profile page, my highlights page, so at the top left, so you can
Hold
so
on, let
ask
me.
digital me. So
Okay, I'm gonna. If I click on, maybe if you want, I can share screen. I think this would be wonderful to be online. Uh,
okay.
if we can
Let
see
me.
it. So, can you see my screen now?
Yes. So
Yes. So I click on
yes.
the Glasp icon. I
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's happening?
And so it should show up the the sidebar.
I think it's because I'm in the same website
Yeah. So
here.
so
Okay.
please click your profile
Do I need
icon
to go to
at
the home?
the light one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, this is your profile page. Yeah. Please wait until it's loaded. So,
Okay. This is great because I've been using Glass for a while, but yeah, I've been using Glass for a while, but I actually haven't. I'm realizing now that I
highlighted.
haven't. I only scratched the
Mhm,
surface of what you can do.
mhm.
So you can go here, ask.
So okay. So yeah, and so it's based on your highlights. So if you don't have much highlights, so the answer is not exact or they couldn't
It's
answer
not gonna
that.
have.
So yeah, but, I mean, so you can ask anything to you.
Right.
So what is yeah?
Oh, what is Money on Chain? Because I did a video with Money on Chain and I highlighted some of the stuff from the website. Right. Okay, so I
It's
need
not
to
from
do a
the
bit more
so
highlighting.
uh-huh.
Okay.
So yeah, you can
All
click
right. No, but
maybe K or Kazuki. Like, sorry, I don't know much about it. Maybe K or
okay.
Kazuki. No, so
Let's
click either one. Yeah.
let's ask you your digital. Let's ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Let's ask
yeah,
you what is Glasp. Yes.
I haven't tried it. Yeah.
But I mean, this feature, I really like it. I think, for example, like the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the entire Independent Academy website. I'm gonna highlight everything,
Yeah, and
and then I'm
so
gonna
customer
experiment to see
success, so
if it can
chatbot.
start to.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Uh, anyway, at least with this little presentation, we have shown people how to where to go to find the feature, and then we're gonna experiment more with it, and then we're gonna do a whole tutorial for the academy. Because again, I didn't know you had this feature, and I immediately think this is something very useful and valuable.
Mm,
So I'm definitely gonna play
thanks.
around with it a lot more.
Mm,
Uh,
yeah,
and
thanks.
if you can add the avatar and the voice, uh,
Mhm.
that I, I really like being able to do that. Definitely.
Yeah, you can ask Elon
See.
Musk. Yeah, you if they have highlights, but so yeah, you
Right.
can ask me, ask Kazuki, or anybody. So on Grasp. So the good thing is, so as you mentioned, so you can talk to us anytime. But so yeah, even if we pass away, so you can still
Mm,
continue. So talking with them.
right. Interesting. Interesting. Like, yeah, I can only imagine. Like, I wish I could ask questions to, I don't know, Albert Einstein or Nikola Tesla.
Hmm.
um,
Yeah.
like, if they had something like Glasp and ChatGPT back then.
Hmm.
So
They probably
I
answer like, yeah.
yeah, no, I think like we are entering into a very different world with all these new tools, and I think like looking through history, the ability of putting our knowledge into books, that was a huge thing for humanity, because it's like, okay, now we don't need to relearn the same lessons over and over. We can put them down and people can read them and learn without having to go through the same thing. And then the internet came along and it made it around the world, and everyone can access it. And now it's like AI is bringing this new thing where it's like, okay, now we can have like the individual perspectives of people, and they can exist forever, and you can have a conversation with them and you can ask them questions. That is wild. Like, do you have any thoughts of what this implication is for humanity long term? Do you ever think about that stuff?
Mm, yeah, it's gonna be a good question on time. That so what is human, right? So probably in
Mm,
the future, our consciousness will be uploaded to the internet, and so yeah, even if our body becomes a corpse, so our consciousness so still alive, so on the internet.
mm,
So then people could have like so live forever,
yeah,
and so yeah, what is human? So what is humanity? So interesting. Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah,
so it's kind of
yeah,
like no ethical question, and so yeah, but so it could be one of the biggest questions. So in this century or in this millennium for sure.
mm, yeah, yeah. Especially as AIs become more and more human-like as well. We're
Human
definitely
like,
seems
but
like you are entering to a
yeah,
new,
hmm,
yeah, human-like, but still artificial, or yeah. But yeah, this
artificial,
question of
but
what
yeah,
it is to actually be
mm,
human is gonna be the prominent
mm,
question in the next coming years. I think we are entering
mhm,
into a new area. It's like we're going exponential with all these technologies and all these things. And the more we develop them, the better they become, and the better they become, the more we can use them, and it's feeding itself. It's going into this exponential growth, and it is
mhm.
very difficult to know where it's going to lead. But for me personally, it's like super exciting. It's one of the most exciting things, and that's why I love having the opportunity to talk with people that are using these tools, that are building on top of them, and they're, yeah, just getting a lot of your perspective and how you're thinking of this is wonderful. So thank you so much for being here. I don't know if there's anything
Yeah.
around Glasp and what you're doing that we haven't touched on, or you wanna maybe comment about to let us know.
Or you can collect yeah questions from your audience. So if it's right, yeah,
Right. Yes, we can.
yeah,
Yeah, we can. I'm gonna quickly check the LinkedIn and the YouTube comments to see if there's any. And yeah, and
yeah. I'm
at the moment
also curious. Yeah.
you're
Mhm.
still based in the US, correct?
Yeah, temporarily I'm in Tokyo, Japan. So, yeah, but our
Hmm.
company
Ah,
is in
Japan.
San
Okay.
Francisco. So, yeah.
Okay. And how do you see this whole thing with AI going on in Japan? Like, what's the perspective over there?
Japanese
Is it?
government are betting into AI so pretty much. So because yeah,
Uh-huh.
one of the interesting things in Japan about AI is like the law, like copyright law. So yeah, after ChatGPT or Stable Diffusion came along, so there are a lot of issues about copyrights, right? So some Stack
Mm,
Overflow, so Suite, so yeah, also a lot of companies, content hosting companies, so sued against, so yeah, LLM, so creating company, right? So but in Japan, so generating, I mean creating so AI models, So based on the content, internet content is allowed. So you can make it. So without any
Mhm.
copyright issue. Also, so yeah, if you make us something, so with AI, so or with support of AI, so it is there is a question. So it does the does the artist have the copyright of the creation or their work?
Yeah,
So if you make like cartoons with AI, so does it
yeah,
have a copyright or not? So, but in Japan, in their copyright law, so yeah, creator can have the copyright even if they are using AI.
mm. Yeah. That's another hot topic
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
AI is bringing to the front, like because they are using all the stuff that they're using is somebody else build it, like somebody else did the art that the AI is using to base their new art on. And even with the content, with the articles and everything that ChatGPT is doing, like there's a lot of work that somebody else did there in the background.
Mhm.
And the
Yes.
question is like, yeah, who's benefiting from all that work? And at the moment, it doesn't seem to be the creators. It seems to be like companies like OpenAI. And
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's one of the things that we're gonna have to deal with in the next coming years.
Yeah.
We at the moment we are trying to work with a company called Stackwork. That if you see in the little frame that we have on the
Mhm.
bottom is the green one with Stack, and they are trying to build like AIs that are owned by communities instead of companies, and make
Mhm.
it so that the money that gets generated by those AIs go to the community itself.
Cool.
Which, yeah, I think
Mhm.
that's also very, very interesting. I'm looking forward to have people from Stack and following episodes to talk
That's
more
the
about
idea of
that.
basic income, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's tied to the idea
Yeah.
of basic income, which is
Basic
yeah,
income. So
it's
yeah, let robots work and so impose tax on them. So yeah.
yeah. Do you have
Yeah.
any thoughts on that subject?
Yeah. So less people will work in the future, but
No, sorry, I don't know what happened. I think there was
oh
some
yeah.
technical issues. I
Mhm.
ordered a new computer because this one is starting to create problems for me. It was supposed to come yesterday. Apparently, it's gonna come today. So I apologize for that.
No
Um,
worries. It's fine.
if you want to tell me a little bit about what you said while I was out.
Yeah, I was trying to say about so like the basic income and so yeah also the wealth of the wealth that AI generates in the future because less people work so in the future but the more AI work in the future, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, but right now it currently, so people work and so people get income. Then so government impose tax on it. But so in the future, the people's income will be probably less. But so the AI generates much more wealth, so on income than people. Then so how to like distribute so the
Mm,
wealth and the income will be so one of the biggest questions for sure. So the more AI you will have, so the more you will be rich. But so is it okay? So how we can
mm,
distribute our wealth
yeah,
so to the people? Yeah.
yeah. And I'm not sure if you're following like the because I think there's many different things happening at the same time in the world. I think AI is one of them, and it's one of the biggest. But I'm
Yeah.
also very involved with the world of Bitcoin and blockchain, and I think that's another like very big thing that's happening. And to me, like I find the intersection of those two worlds that's
Mhm.
gonna be that's gonna be massive. That's why like the company that I was telling you about before, this Stackwork, what they
Mhm.
do is that in order to use the AIs, instead of paying with dollars, you have to pay with satoshis, which are like small fractions of
Ah,
Bitcoin.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then they have a system where the satoshis get distributed to the people that are putting the knowledge into the AIs. So it's starting to find a way to use this. Okay, we have this new technology of AI, we have this new technology of finance and with Bitcoin and blockchain. Can we
Mhm.
create a system that combines both of them and distributes the value that's been generated? And it's done in a way that it doesn't have like a middleman in the middle.
I think so.
And
It
I
can be.
find that
Yeah.
stuff like super, super wonderful. Yeah. Uh, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
are you
For
are you following?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Not so much so, but so for AI, so Web3 is a good
Hmm.
place because so usually the information is public. So but so yeah, AI needs to learn something to make AI models, right? But yeah, if it's
Right.
publicly available information, we can learn it faster. So yeah, it has a good, how do you say, good fit between so
Hmm.
AI and Web3 for sure. And so Web3's so concept is like uh, so yeah, DAO or like
Hmm.
distributed and delegated, right? But so there is a issue in Web3
Hmm.
that so for economical perspective, so you need to scale is pretty important. So if it's centralized, so it has much more unit scale, and so they can create like foundation model, so then distribute it to the
Right.
edge. But so yeah, AR is if AR is like enhancing their ability, also like it will have less power so to work it on. Yeah. Then so in on the edge, so there will be AI models, and so it's distributed, and so each of us so can use so AI model, and so yeah, we can achieve so Web3's concept with AI in the future.
Hmm. Yes. Yes. I think like watching these two worlds that I've been following them separately, starting
Mhm.
to very slowly mingle. I think
Connecting,
that's gonna
yeah.
be yeah, that's gonna be something very interesting happening in that intersect. So,
Mhm.
Kay, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time. I learned a lot, not only about Glass, but I think your perspective about your own journey and how you're thinking of things. It gave me
Thanks. Mhm.
a lot to think about personally. I hope the people that are watching also get some value from this. Um, what we do is after the podcast, we're gonna try to um, grab all the little pieces of knowledge and create clips and articles. We're definitely going to use Glasp to help us with that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
And ideally, yes, we can get all this stuff in the hands of more people. And
Mhm.
again, this idea of bringing community and making like a community learning endeavor, that is at the heart of what we are doing as well. So having the chance to talk with you that are in the same search is it's wonderful. And I just want to say thank you for your time.
Yeah.
And when we post all this stuff, we're gonna make sure to tag you on Glass to help get more people aware of what you are building.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me, and thank you for taking time and for listening to my experience. And so
Mm.
it would be nice if we can talk again. So in a year, in 2 years, so whenever. So yeah, and
Yes,
so
yes.
what we
When
are doing is closer. So yes, similar to each other, I think. So community learning. So learning is pretty important.
Absolutely, 100%. And yes, whenever there's like a big update on Glasp or there's something that you want to talk about, just feel
Mhm.
free to message me, and we will definitely make it happen. Definitely. So thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank yeah. Mhm.
Thank you everyone that's been watching this live, and thank you for all those who will watch to the recorded version. And next week we're gonna have another guest that is also working as well with AI and the blockchain space. So we're gonna continue to have these conversations week after week, and hopefully we can continue to learn together, which is what we're all about here. Thank you, Kei. Have an amazing
Yes,
day, and good luck with everything that you are building.
likewise. Yeah, thank you.